I got everything set up now to glue this side together. So I put it up on the table here. I got it face down. I went through and drilled out all my pocket holes. So I'm going to do glue on these and glue and screw. Call it a day. So I like to start at one end or the other. It's, since we've got it oriented this way, I'll just start with the top. I like the glue on both sides there. And then just kind of spread it a little bit. So I'm going to do that on the other side also. And then take my face clamp and come over here and make this right angle first. So I'm going to clamp in this side right here and just making sure that this gap is as tight as I can get it, and that there's the two surfaces here line up. Get it as close as I can there. Grab a screw. Got my face clamp on there. That's going to hold the two planes in the same orientation. So I'm just going to start that but not sink it all the way quite yet. And then now that this one's in, I'm going to go until I see the glue squeeze out. There you go. Just make sure that oh yeah. So that's nice and tight. Now I'm thinking of finishing off this side up here. I want to take the plexi out now. On the ground. Make sure we have this oriented in the right way. Something like that. So now I'm also going to come through and put glue on this the middle pieces here, the ends of the middle piece, where that's going to contact the side rails there. So I want to get both sides. That. Wipe off the excess there. Now, I want to make sure that this is oriented in the right direction, because it's going to be upside down. I won't be able to see. So, goes this way. Now I'm actually going to start that on the plexiglass there, and then see if I can sandwich these all at once. Kind of using my hip there. There we go. Okay, so that's in position there. I'm actually going to flip this over real quick. Being careful about my exposed glue ends there. Just want to do this quickly, but I think I can actually come over here and make this connection. There. And then flip this one more time. Sink some screws in there. Now I'm going to take the clamp off. Set that down for a second. See if I can feed this board in, or bottom panel. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Everything's looking real good so far. And I think I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna close up these side panels. These got glue on both of them already. And I might just refreshen up the glue up top here. Make sure there's a good amount of glue on it. Alright. Now I'm going to line up the top first on this, because I don't have a line for the middle one yet. Oh, yeah, backwards on that. Guess at this point the pieces are only going to fit one way. So, and let's see here. Now I just got to get past a certain point there. Let's see here, I gotta flip this upside down. Give it a little bit of a rock into place there. Then look, see if this will fit now. Just a little bit. Something's holding it up. Did I get it? No. Shoot, I hope I don't have to trim the plexiglass. Definitely you want to have everything ready to go in case you do have to trim off a little bit like that. It makes it easy. I'm going to also trim the bottom panel. Alright, now the rest of this should go together pretty easy for us. So I'm going to put glue on this last joint here. I'll have to re-glue the other joints now. The glue's been sitting out for a couple minutes now, so I'll have to refresh it. There you go. That sucker on there. I'm going to actually hop over on the other side and finish that joint up. The bottom corner. This one's easy because I don't need a line. I can just feel and make sure that it's level with each other and that there's no gap there. I can come in, sink the two screws. Bam. Alright. Now I just got to get this last side on. I'm going to actually flip this vertical momentarily here so I can re-glue some of these joints up. Make sure there's some good fresh glue in there. Hate to see the lizard come flying out of there because of a glue joint failing. Alright. Put that right towards the edge so I can clamp this sucker. So I'm going to start on the top here. Working my way down. taking the time just to wipe up some of that glue. And then, let's see here. Just flip this out this way. I'm going to do the bottom first. Let's see here. There we go. Do one more in it. Good measure. Now we got the middle one we gotta hit. Just use a little block of wood and a hammer. And let's see. Make sure it's fully seated in the grooves. It's only off by maybe like a 1/16 of an inch up here, but I do want to see if I can gain it. I'm going to flip it up so you can get the access to the screw. We've got one more screw here. Leave the face clamp on, but I'm going to flip this down on its face again. And then just come in there, the last screw. Oh. I have to move the face clamp out a little bit. So now that joint is secure. It looks like the side is looking pretty good. I'll flip this around real quick and check it out. The other side's going to be identical to this bad boy. I got all the pieces already made for it. So it's just now a matter of putting the pieces all together. Going through that same process again. Here's what we're looking at now. Got both sides all pretty much done. Everything's just fit in loosely. Got my sides in the panels here, into the face frame. So both sides done, face frame's done. Now what I'm going to do is measure out, see what I need for a length on my back panel here. It's going to fit in this groove and then go right down, fit in this groove. So should be a little bit heavy at 48 inches. It's probably going to be like 48.5 long, and I can figure that out by measuring from this point here and then down onto this corner here. And what I'll do then is just add the depth here. So it's probably about 1/4 inch. So 1/4 and 1/4, 1/2 inch. So whatever this distance plus 1/2 inch. And I know that the height is 36 inches. So 36 inches tall, and then say 48.5 inches wide. I'm going to cut that out of 1/2 inch furniture grade plywood, and then I'll have my back, front, and sides, and at that point I'm going to come in with some right angle brackets, and they're going to be wooden triangles, and then I'm going to start figuring out the back slider on the front here. So I got the sliding door on the top and bottom to do. So pretty much at that point now where I just want to look at my design, and I'll probably actually start right up with the face frame and start doing my inner rail for the second slider doors. And then as I'm doing that, I'll start up top and work my way down and then I'm gonna figure out how I want to hold the floor panel on. Since I'm not gonna dado out a groove on this, I'm gonna actually use the rail that holds the door, the upper door. That's gonna be up here, and then I'll leave a little bit of a gap for the lower rail. Then that way the plywood will fit right in there. Here's the piece I designed for the inside rail, the face frame. This side's going to hold the 3/8 inch door on the top, and then this little groove here is going to hold the 1/4 inch on the bottom there. So I got it all set up where I got screw holes in here, and I gotta just go and finish sinking the rest of the screws in. But that's gonna be cool design, because if you ever need to change out the plexiglass, at least on the one panel, you can just pull that rail off. Even if I have the bottom rails fastened and the top rail, you'll still be able to pull those 5 screws and change the plexiglass out if need be. Here's the design I got for the top rail on the inside. I just, instead of routering it out, I ended up doing it on the table saw. So now I got my top glass all secured. Working on the bottom rail right now. Gonna fasten in a couple side stops here so that the glass won't hit the sides. Here's the bottom rail, got that all fastened in. So now the face frame is all one solid piece, it's all together. All the doors are in, top and bottom. So now I'm at the point I can flip this back up, test everything out, make sure it's rolling smoothly, none of the glass falls out. And then I'll be planning on designing up the back, measuring that out, dry fit everything and start setting it up. Figure out how I want to connect the all the sides together. Most likely I'll leave it so that this can come apart, and it'll make it easier to transport it, make it a little bit lighter weight. That's about it. That's where I'm at right now.